Good morning, guys. Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. We'll go over some charts today. Some charts that I liked, right? But on SPX, we're just stuck in this one range. I just have two things to say on this: 3,800 plus hold, bullish scenario builds up, and 3,800 or under, right? Uh, Downside remains. All right, and then obviously we have 3,700 as a strong support, which also happens to be our put wall. So on SPX, as long as we hold about 3,800, bullish scenario builds up, and then under 3,800, 3,700 is possible, right? For me, top dog, you asked me if I traded yesterday. I did not trade yesterday. I was just watching. You guys all know I'm very patient. I make less trades. All right, I make less trades. But I just want to be more confirmed on my trades when I make them, just according to me. But you guys nailed it yesterday. It was a great day. You guys 100% the first 1 hour on FTX, TTD, many others. Congrats, absolutely nailed it. When it comes to quantity of trades, LB definitely fires it up, and he does great at it. Right, he's very good with those things. So, but between 3,800, I don't really have direction here. Like, until we're in this zone, personally, I don't have a direction. All right, I don't know which way the market goes here. If we can continue holding up 3,800 after the minister, we go up. We can probably see all the way towards 3,900, and then obviously we have some of these gaps which need to be filled, and then obviously all the way towards here. Under 3,800, we have the next leg lower, which is definitely also possible. So which way do we go? I just want to break out of this range. And see which way we go, and then maybe tag along with it. All right. And in between, I might scalp if I see some volatility. But another thing to note, above 3,800, another thing that you guys need to know, we are building positive gamma. And what happens when there's positive gamma built up in the market, right? Volatility goes down. All right, so volatility goes down, so you better be taking your profits, because even if you're on the right side and the slow grind continues up, the returns might not be as big, you know, big, right? And then we have VIX index, which is just holding here. It's not doing much, since this year it's just making higher lows. What happens here? Does it give the lows? Do we take out these lows? Right, do we take out these lows, go down, or do we continue holding here, and then we get this little capitulation spike towards 35.40, right, towards 40, and then we come down, and then I will be a lot more comfortable scaling into even more equities long term, buying and just holding. Right, so what happens here exactly is very hard to say, so I'm just going day by day, and let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. And then we have the US 10-year. Let's see what this is. This is losing a lot of steam, and great call on these. I think now you want to be a little careful here, because this is the rate that the US 10-year was holding. So if we bounce from here, if we by any chance bounce towards 3 here, even a little bit, right, something like this can happen. If this bounces, market might take this negatively, obviously, as we know. So market can go lower, and then maybe then it goes down again, or maybe it builds up here and goes higher. Who knows, right? This has a lot to do with many other factors, but let's see. But right now it says support zone. So volatility wise on SP, we might just chop, and we do have the minutes today. Minutes is nothing important really. It's from the June meeting. They're just gonna send out the abstract around 2 o'clock. Let's see what they send, and that's pretty much it. But the main Fed we have is towards the end of the month. All right, so let's see what the rates will do. The dollar index is strong. It keeps going up, and let's see. I mean, this is complete breaker. It's going parabolic, right? Or does it make a toppy pattern? Does it keep going up, right? So that's something to keep an eye on. And then the crude, obviously right here. I was going over the monthly chart yesterday. I was going over a lot of charts last night. Right, on the monthly, it's just a small pullback. On the monthly, there's nothing bearish about this, except that we see resistance right here. Except that we see resistance in this area, right? But if we take out this resistance, can it spike much higher? It can. But at the same time, crude is also known to go down when recession fears are high. All right, it can absolutely come down also, right? This is also possible right here. All right, so something like this is possible. But if crude can something be different this time, I have no idea. Or do we go up, right? So here is very tricky to say, but it has been giving up. So let's see what happens to crude. I'm also keeping a close eye on it. On the monthly, if we do get the reversal in the coming months, and there's any worry of a spike, then I will be worried. All right. So let's see what happens here. Microsoft chart on the monthly. Also, I'm gonna go to the weekly here on this. Okay. So on the weekly, not a bad pattern, right? We came down from 350. We're consolidating here. There's a very strong support level from last year in May of 1 year. So what happens here? I'm just gonna go show you guys the 12-month charts here, right? After all these green years that we had, does Microsoft just keep going up? There's a yearly chart, by the way, guys. 12 months, right? Does it just keep going up, or can we get a couple of red candles here? What I'm trying to say here is, if you guys go on many charts, 2023 is not pretty either, given the macro circumstances. But who am I to say anything? I have no idea. All right. But just based on the understanding that I have, as much as I understand the markets, even 2023, you better be disciplined if you want to trade in this market, because a lot of stocks will not see their all-time highs for another 2-3 years, right? This includes Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Okay, maybe they reach all-time highs this year. I have no idea. All right, but basically what I'm saying is, condition your mind. Make sure you guys have the discipline. I spelled discipline wrong. Make sure you guys have this discipline if you guys want to continue staying in this market. Personally, I pay my bills. That's the reason I'm super patient. All right, me, LBT, we're full-time traders, and we do this for a living. That's the reason we put so much work into this. All right, the newsletter that LB prepares is for you guys, and then it's his own work as well, because he also has to make a living, and then we make it in front of you guys off the screens. All right, if I go on the Apple yearly chart right here, a complete spike for the last many years. So what happens here, right? Can we at least test the mid of this candle, which is still at 95 100, right now? No, now one thing that LB mentioned, that everyone's super bullish. People are getting a lot very bullish, which there's nothing wrong with it, right? I'm not bearish or bullish. I have no idea which way it goes. If I did, I'd be in positions right now. But if we look at the day-to-day trades, weekly, Google had one of the biggest days yesterday, which is super bullish, I think. And can it get towards 2300, 2500, right? So a bounce towards this zone, this resistance right here that we have, is 2450. So can we get here, right? And then maybe we had lower, or maybe we consolidate here, whatever happens, right? So Google, I would keep an eye on. Number on Google is about 2300. My number. So above 2300, Google has room towards 2500. All right, above 2300. And then I have Tesla here. Tesla also another very good pattern. Tesla above these levels, I think above 700. 700 is hard, but Tesla, we all know these levels. There's 700. There's I have them on my quest trade in details, but I think it's around 720ish, 719 if I'm not right. 719, 726. I think these are the numbers. I might be wrong. All right, but Tesla above 700 hold, it can definitely go much higher. All right. Now I know I always say Tesla is going home. That's my own belief. That's my own technical indicators that that I think in the coming months it goes lower. But for short term, Tesla pays a lot on options. Tesla is wild. You catch 1-2 of these red candles, you can make 500% on options, right? You catch 1-2 of these candles, you make a lot of money. So Tesla, if it does have room to the upside, if the market goes up and the rates keep coming down, this thing can make the 50 to 70 point move. And we all know that Tesla options pay when they pay. All right, so do keep an eye on Tesla. And again, the only one number I'm looking for Tesla was way below these levels, is way below. If it breaks 620, then the fear kicks in on Tesla. There will be a free fall on Tesla under 620. But until we're up above 620, I cannot say nothing. I'm not taking any positions. All right. But for now, this is where it is. Let's see what happens. Amazon, great move yesterday. Great move. Let's see what happens. Two things here. Either we're building a strong base here. We're a very strong base. And let's see. I would keep an eye on the 17th May high. May of 17th, right? If we hold above this candle, I think we have more room to the upside. All right, so 17th of May, we go above it, there's more room to the upside. There's another stock now. Meta also had a lot of bull flow yesterday. META, our Facebook, and this actually looks like a good formation. I think this is one stock that can make a big move to the upside, at least towards the 200 zone, right? At least towards this resistance level right here. So keep an eye on Meta, guys. This is one stock that has come down a lot. And I think as long as we hold these lows, it can make a big move. Another one thing I want to say, if you're somebody who loves equity, this is one stock that I would keep an eye on. And my stop will simply be the low of the year. I will simply risk these 10 points for the downside for maybe 30-40 points for the upside. So the ratio works in your favor. Okay. And Q's Tech, one thing that I did mention to you guys yesterday, Dhruv, I think you wanted to play. If the market goes up, one thing you guys need to understand is we have our main indices, Dow, S&P, we have the NQ, and then we have RUT, right? These are the four main indices that we follow. And then in these indices, there are smaller indices, right? They're their own category. If the market runs, and you're bullish on the market, I would focus on NQ, all right? Because this is the one that will make the biggest moves to the upside. All right, that's in my own opinion. RUT will have some issues. It can also go up, but NQ, if the market runs, will be the one that will give you guys bigger moves to the upside. So focus on the stocks that might part of NQ or part of tech, right? Focus on some software as service names. They can go up huge. DDoS, no, there are many other names, all right, that you guys can pay attention to, and these names can go up a lot if you're bullish on the markets. All right, and then obviously we have our Amazon, a very good tech, Google, Microsoft, Apple, so on and so on. All right, but you have to be very selective. But if you're bullish on the market, it's NQ. Again, I will repeat one more time before you guys end it. Above 3,800, volatility goes down. So be careful the options you're playing. Take your profits market. Under 3,800, fiat remains. So let's see what happens here. I still don't know.